Sir, it will happen. 1 minute.
Yeah, please start from the beginning. Yeah. Yes, Shakila.
Yes, sir. Yes. Good afternoon to one and all present here. This is Shakila, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, SSMRV College. It's my pleasure to wholeheartedly welcome you all for the Day 2 22nd edition National Level Online Faculty Study Circle organized by Department of Commerce, SSMRV College. I would like to welcome our Honorable Principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar Sir, our esteemed resource person, Dr. Lavanya L. Ma'am, Dr. M.S. Nagaraj, IQAC Coordinator, Head, Department of Commerce. Welcome you all. I welcome Professor Ume Salma Ma'am, Coordinator, Faculty Study Circle, fellow members of teaching, and all the registered participants. Welcome you all. Here are few instructions that I would like to announce for the participants. Please pay attention. Please mute your audio, and if asked, you can unmute. And even please don't post the chats unnecessarily. Uh, if you have any queries or questions towards the end of the session, we will be looking into the chat box or the in-call messages of the Google Meet. So you can post in there. And towards the end of the session itself, we'll be posting the link of the feedback form. You can fill it up and send those filled feedback forms immediately. You will be receiving your e-certificates only if the feedback forms have been submitted. I repeat, only if the feedback forms are submitted, you will be receiving your certificate. I'm very glad to announce that we have got overwhelming registrations from 21 states across India. Around 300 staffs of different institutions have registered for this FSC. Hence, we are very thankful to all the participants who have logged in from different parts of our country. It's a pleasure to have you all amongst us. Thank you all. We look forward to your continuous support and cooperation in the future as well. We are pleased to have in our midst esteemed guest speaker Dr. Lavanya L, Director, Active Learners Academy, Chennai. Now, may I request Dr. Lavanya L, ma'am, to start the day 2 session, please. Over to you, Lavanya, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Can I share my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can go ahead.
Right. So, good afternoon, all of you.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes. So, we're going to start this session for today. So, this is going to be day 2 session. So, before I start today's tools and technology, anyone tried this Oki?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Great. Can you please share it with us, ma'am? Okay. Those who tried, can you just post test in the chat box so that we'll know how many have. Okay. That's nice.
Please address about it, madam.
Sorry, sir.
Please speak about Oki. Most of us not aware of this.
Oh, in yesterday's session, we had this, sir. Actually, you have to log into oki.com, and I told you like we can create an avatar of ourselves. Okay, so then
I understand. Okay.
So I just asked you to try in case if you're interested. Okay. Right. I'm seeing some links over there. That's really nice.
How to share, ma'am?
That's okay. I'll click a few links towards the end of the session, and we can share it in the class if that is okay. Right. Okay. I'm really happy. Okay. So it's like these tools generally, like we need to explore. right? So like whatever we have discussed yesterday and what we will be discussing today, it's like if it is like more of hands-on rather than just listening, you will be more keen and more interested if you are able to get a hands-on feeling on that. Okay, so I'm happy so many of you have tried. So this is the thing we were seeing yesterday. So sir, this is the website, sir, oki.com. You can just go to this link and you have to sign in. Okay, so whatever tools I've told you, all these links you have to sign in. So I suggested that you have a separate email ID for that, so that your personal details are not shared anywhere, to be on the safer side, because all these are, it's like third party sites. It's not like your official website from college or anything. So you can use your some email common for all these gamification or other kind of tools which we'll be using in the class. Okay, so Oki is one thing. And when we are using Flipgrid, it is very similar to Oki. Okay, so again, this is the website for Flipgrid, flipgrid.com. You have to go sign in there. And then you can have, it is like you can have topics, you can give them case studies, or you can give them a YouTube link or a Google link, whatever, and then, or even your own videos. And then you can ask questions so that people can record a response. Okay, the students will have this view, so they'll record this response. Okay, and then they will send it to you. And what is the difference is that in Flipgrid, you don't have any kind of option for creating avatar and all that. You will have to do it as a normal person. Like you have to turn on your selfie camera and then you can record it, or you can just record the audio and share it to the teacher. So your students will have that option to either go for audio or a video response. So that will also be interesting. But personally, I got a feedback from my students that Oki is more comfortable for them compared to Flipgrid. Okay. And some of you asked about Kahoot yesterday, and Nearpod I said I'll be taking in today's class. Okay, so we'll start with Kahoot. Okay, so Kahoot is a very easy tool to conduct online quizzes. Okay, so one madam had asked how to use, apart from Google Forms, what are the other tools available? You have quizzes. Okay, you have Quizlet. Okay, so there are other tools available. Quizalize is there. There are so many tools available, but Kahoot is by and far very simple tool to use. And again, you have a free version and a premium version. So you have to go to kahoot.com and then you will have to log in over there. We will try and play one small Kahoot now, okay, so that you get a better feel of what it is. So what happens in Kahoot is that you will not, like your students will not get to see the question and the answer. Okay, so they will get to see, they'll get to see only your, what is it, your screen. Okay, I'll just show you what it is. Just a minute. I'm just trying to open it. Just hold on. Just a minute, I'm having trouble signing in. Just hold on. Okay, so the site looks something like this. If you had not used Kahoot earlier, so you will have to log into kahoot.com and you will land on this page. Okay, and then whatever Kahoots you used previously will come over here. If you want to try something new, you can just click on this Discover tab and you will have a lot of options. Okay, so whichever subject you are teaching, you can choose from this. Like, for example, I want some maths puzzles. Okay, so you will have maths. Okay, there's science there, English is there. Okay, so you can choose from this. But if you're not happy, you can create one. Okay, so with free option, if you want to create a new Kahoot, you will have either true or false option. Okay, or you can go for the regular quiz format. You can give multiple choice questions. Only these two are free in this is basic version. If you like Kahoot, you can always upgrade and you will have multiple options over here. You can go for a poll, you can go for puzzle, word cloud, and some open-ended questions also. Okay, so for now, I just designed a small test. Okay, so we'll try and play that and see how it goes. So when we are logging in as teachers, it will be kahoot.com. And for students to log in, it will be kahoot.it. Okay, so now we are trying to play it. Please log in through kahoot.it. It will ask for a game pin. Okay, I'll be sharing the game pin. Okay, so this is the game pin 4492723. Okay, now I'm just repeating. In Kahoot, you have to see my screen. Okay, because this is the basic version. Screen the questions and answers will be visible in my screen, and the color options will be visible in the student screen, like in your screen for now. When you play it with your students, it will be visible in the student screen. So they should see the answers over here, and for example, they feel that red color is the right answer, they'll click on the red in their device. Okay, so whatever color is applicable, they will click on that in their device. Okay, so it'll be really funny. Okay, that's the only hitch over there. Okay, otherwise, like first time they may find it difficult. Otherwise, it will be very comfortable for them. And not only here, even in family, get-togethers, online meetings, you can use this. You can post some pictures, ask people whether they can recall that. Okay, so you can just play along within your family also. Okay, so that is like a very flexible app, and you'll find it very interesting to use. Okay, some 24, 25 joined. Okay, we'll start with this just to try to understand, and probably for Nearpod, the other people can join. Right? Okay, so I'm starting this. So now you have to see the question on my screen, the answer also on my screen. Whatever is the right color, you will choose in your device, right? Okay, get ready. Okay, perfect. So 11 of you have got the right answer. It's learning management system. Okay, so we can see the scores right away. King Modi, okay, Shanti, Shrilu, Deepa, Mahesh. So they are leading this first question, in this first question. And the advantage here is that it also takes the fastest fingers first. Like if, for example, all the 5 have given the correct answer, but if you can see there is a score difference, right? That's because of the time calculation. Okay, so whoever hits the button first, they will be with the right answer. They'll get more scores compared to others who are clicking it at the later point of time. Okay, so we'll try the next question. Okay. I see some answers in the chat box where you're not able to log into the Kahoot system. Okay. So Gen Z are considered to be digital natives. Gen X are digital immigrants. Okay, just for our understanding. So we can see that so Mahesh sir has come up with 1592 points. You can see some more people who have joined in this line. Okay, so top 5 will be visible at any point of time. So you can see the time running over here. Yes, it's done. Okay, they have only limited options. Yes. Okay, so we'll try to play around with the options we have. Okay, we do not worry that we don't have a premium version. With the limited version, still it works fine in a lot of cases. Okay. Okay, so it's number shuffling here. Okay, so we have Mahesh sir, King Modi, Gangadhara, Strilu, Deepa ma'am. Okay, so fourth question. Last 5 seconds. They are digital immigrants. Like we are digital. Most of us, Gen Y, we are digital immigrants. Okay. We moved in here. We can also call digital pioneers. Okay. So you can see that was for the last question. We're going now. The answer is obvious. Last 5 seconds. Click, click, click. Okay. It's actually easy to use. Maybe first time you will definitely find the difficulty because you have to watch 2 screens, my tab as well as your device, your screen. So that switching over initially for first few questions, it will definitely be there. Even with students, they will say that they're not comfortable. But then the first game, if you can get through, then it will be very easy. Every day they'll ask you for this. And I can bet on that. Okay. And this is like when you're designing the questions, you can also use images relevant for that particular question. That will make it more visually appealing. Okay. So I made this as a trial class, so I didn't include image. But for the real classes, you can actually add images so that it will look even more appealing and you'll like feel like playing that. Okay. So the quiz is over. We'll see who's on the podium. Right. Okay. Shanti ma'am. Shrilu ma'am. And on spotlight is King Modi. Okay. So I don't know who's taken that name. And runners up are Gokul sir and Mahesh sir. Isn't this interesting? Right. Actually, your students will love this. And what I do is that after the class, like you couldn't join. Okay. So what is that? You can see, take a screenshot of this. Okay. So in my laptop, I press the print screen and I directly paste it in my PowerPoint. Okay. So that I can save it as a JPEG file, as an image file, and I'll share it in the Google Classroom or to the class WhatsApp group. So they'll definitely find this motivating. With the confetti and all that, they'll find all the more enthusiastic for the next quiz. Okay, so you can try variants. You can try, I leave it to your creativity. So whatever way works best for you, you can try and do that. Okay, so Kahoot is basically a simple app which you can try. Okay, yes, it will take some time. Like initially for you to prepare the quiz, it will take some time. any tool for that matter. Initially, setting up time is required, but once you get the hang of it and once you get to know how to do this, then it will be very, very, very interesting. Okay, so that's one thing. The next is Nearpod. Okay, so Nearpod is not just a quiz. Okay, so it is, it can do much more magic in the class. Okay, so we'll get on to Nearpod. Just a minute. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, so this is like, again, you have to go to nearpod.com. It will ask you for signing up. Okay, so it will ask as a teacher or as a student. Okay, for like, as I have joined as a teacher. Okay, so in your classroom, you will join as a teacher. And for the students, they will ask, they'll get this box. Okay, so join a lesson, it will ask for a code. Okay, so once I start presenting a quiz, you can actually share that to the student. That code will be visible, just like you had a Kahoot password. Similarly, for every lesson, your password will be generated and you can post it to the students so that they can start answering it. Okay, so as far as Nearpod is concerned, there is actually a Nearpod library which has got some standard lessons already. Okay, so you can choose from these lessons. Okay, and you can play it with your students in the class. Okay, you can filter and take time on what you want and all that. Suppose this is not something relevant to your classroom, or this is not at all relevant to your subject, you can always create one. Okay, so you can create a lesson. So it is not just a quiz platform. There is much more integrated in Nearpod, and this is like, I would say, a best software I love for my class. Okay, so you can create slides. Okay, you can integrate with Google Slides. That is one option which is available. Apart from that, you can create a lesson itself in here. Okay, so you want to create a PPT over here, you can create. Okay, so this is how it comes. When you want to create the lesson, it comes like this. Now, this is untitled, so I want to say this is like some random topic. I would say like personality. Okay. Now, I'm going to add one slide here. Okay, when I click add slide, it will give me so many options. It is not like your normal PPT. Okay, there's so many things available. You'll have to have one day exploring what is all these things. Okay, so you can start with playing a video. Okay, give information to the students and try to get it, or you can go for a normal slide, or you can give some web resources. Okay, and okay, so there are so many options. I'll go back there again. Now, when you click on the slide again, it is like if you want to give a video link or an image or some GIF file, you can. And there are themes which you can choose from the site. Okay, one hitch I found in Nearpod is that it is a bit slow. Okay, so whatever you do, it will take a few seconds to load. Okay, so that you have to be careful, right? And if you want to change the background, yes, you can do. If you want to add your own class, students' photograph as a background, they'll all be impressed. So that's one thing you can do, or anything else relevant to that particular topic you can add. Okay, and the layout of the slide you can change. You want to add audio, you can. And preview is another option where you can go check out what it is. And even when you're creating the activities, you can go for the student view and check how your students will look at it. So that option is also there. Okay. So I'm just canceling that. I'm not saving this. So this will take a few minutes lag. Whatever you want to do, it will take a few minutes lag. See, for example, we were here. So you can create a slide, give some web content. Okay. And there is an option called as Nearpod 3D. Just like you have these quiz activities, there are other things available. For some of the topics, 3D animation is available. So if it is relevant for you, it may not be for management. We don't have, like for some science subjects or lessons they have. So you can use this if it's relevant for your class. Okay. Otherwise, you can use your PPT to create a 3D model. It is also possible. Okay. And then there is a simulation. So again, there are some games over there. It will all be very interesting, basically at the school level, okay, or at the college level, math, science. Those aspects are here, which we may not use in our classroom. So again, depends. Okay, and again, this VR field trip. This is also an interesting concept. It's like underwater. They'll give you some places when you have a complete visualization of that place. Okay, so it will be very interesting to watch. Like you can share it in your classroom if you want. So these are so many options which are available. So we'll generally go for this slide option. Okay. Or if you want to choose some activity, again, there are so many activities available and all these are free of cost. It's like you don't have to pay a premium in Nearpod. Okay. So all these are something which you can use without having to pay for it. Okay. So we'll try and play one game here. Okay. And with Nearpod, again, with the free software, the limitation is that only 30 students can enter this. Okay, so it's like we'll start trying to understand what is Nearpod. Okay, so we'll play one game over there. And if it's like it's about 30, I request other participants to, I'll be sharing the screen over here. You can have a watch over here and you can please answer in the chat box. Okay. Okay, so you have all these options. Time to climb is what we're going to play now. You have open-ended questions. Okay, you can match the pairs like the memory game. You can try. Okay, so all these options are possible. Okay. Shall we start? So we'll play one game in Nearpod. And Nearpod has an option to integrate with Zoom. Okay, so if you are on a Zoom meeting, okay, if generally your classes happen on Zoom meeting, you can integrate Nearpod over there. Okay, so whatever slide you have created, you have to click on that and you will get a link on this. Okay, so then you have to copy paste the link to the chat box so that your students can click on that link and join over there. I'll share my screen for now. So whenever you click on the presentation you have created, you will get so many options. You can just copy the link and paste it in chat box, or you can send us an email to your students. Or if you have a Google Classroom, you can post it over there. And these are other tools which are available. If you have that, you can use. Okay, so the first one I've given as a general question. Okay, so it is like an open aspect, open answer. Like you can say how to improve your, like this was designed for another class, so I've just kept it over there. This is open-ended question. Okay, just to get a feel of what other things will look like. So how to improve your vocabulary. So what you suggest your student, you can just post it over there. Okay, and this is the student view I was telling you, right? This S over here, this is the student view. If you just click on that, you can see how my students will be seeing that or how your students will be viewing this. Okay, so please be patient with Nearpod. It is beautiful, but then it will take a few seconds to load. So you have to have that patience. Otherwise, it's just fine. Okay, so this is how you would have got it in your system, right? So you can create your slides and you cross check once whether how your students will be seeing that and whether it is appealing, you want to edit or make changes. Okay, so I'm getting back to the teacher view. Okay, so these are some answers. We're getting a lot of answers. That's really good. Speak out, listening videos, read books, newspaper. Okay, and if I want to see how many students have joined, I can just see here 20 participants over here. Okay, so these are the students who have signed in. Okay, so up to 30, this is a room can accommodate. Okay, and this will give you what is the percentage, like only 55% have answered. So out of 20, 10 to 12 would have answered, right? So we can get that statistics also here. Okay, once I press share, what happens is that the other students will not be able to answer. So you have to be very careful. You have to give them some time. Now, what is the time limit? It's like we can say like it's 4-1 and my computer looks like 4-1 on the system. So we'll give 2 minutes time. Okay, so then students will ask, we need 1 more minute, 30 seconds. Okay, so instead of getting into that hassle, we can run a timer. Okay, so I'll tell you how to go to the timer. I'll just play the timer now, then I'll tell you how to get to the timer also. So I'm giving 1 minute for this answer, okay, because already 1 minute has gone. Okay. I'm sharing this tab for you to understand. Okay. So it'll go like this. At the end of 1 minute, you will get a big alarm. Okay, if you're on headset, please reduce the volume. The students will know they have to stop over there. So 68% participation we can see in Nearpod. So as the countdown timer runs, you can even tell them like last 30 seconds, last 15 seconds, okay? So that builds the momentum in the classroom, right? If anything with the deadline is what makes it interesting. Otherwise, we are becoming very lazy, right? So it's going to be last 15 seconds. Okay, so this is timer. Right, so again, you can restart the timer if required. Okay, so that will be one interesting way to tell your students. Now that so many have answered, so I'm just closing this thing. Okay, so I'll share the first answer which I got, reading books and newspaper. So if I do this, all the participants will get that answer on their screen, and after that they will not be able to. Okay. So after that, they will not be able to see the first question. Now we are going to the second one. Okay. So this is what I told you, the time to climb. Okay. So this is again kind of will be very interesting for the students to go ahead. Okay. We'll continue this. Okay, there are random avatars over here. You can see so many people have joined in. So again, you can check how the students are viewing this. If everything is all right. Okay, so this is the student view. So we can choose some character. There are some avatars over there, and then you can log into this and you can start with this. Okay, so I'm going back to the teacher mode. So 15 connected. So we have 20 to start. Others? Shall I wait for a minute?
How many can join, ma'am?
30 can join.
Okay.
0. Yeah, 30 is allowed in the airport. Okay, we'll start. Okay. see the timer over here. So 15 seconds more. Okay. Next question. Others, please watch the screen. You'll definitely find this interesting. Last question. Last 5 seconds. Hurry up. Yeah. Right. Okay, so you can see your scores here. So not given the full names. IFF, NRG, Yashaswini ma'am, Deepa ma'am, SHK. So they are leading the board. Okay, so this is kind of animation integrated. Okay, and when you have these avatars and other things, these other participants' scores, please take a look. Okay, so you'll find this very interesting. Okay, so this is another thing you can try with your students. Okay, right. And I was telling you about this online timer, right? So this is onlinestopwatch.com. I'm just sharing the link in the chat box. So there are, once you log into that website, onlinestopwatch.com, there are like plenty of ads over there. So just be careful, okay? And then it is like this, I've used that sand clock timer. There are other options also, even space and aliens. So many options are there. Okay, so you name it, it's there. So you can choose whatever timer you feel it will suit your class, and then you can choose that for your quizzes and other things, right? Okay. So far, anything you want to ask? Any questions? So we'll go back to the presentation. Thank you, Nandini ma'am. Kaput, I think 50 is allowed. I'm not very sure. I'll just check 1 minute. Hundred can join. 100 can join in Kahoot. So we'll go back to our presentation. So today I was telling you about LMS, that is Learning Management System. Okay, so we'll go ahead with that. Is screen visible? No, timer is not related to Nearpod. Okay, so the one you see along with when you are playing the time to climb, automatically they have like we can set 30 seconds, 40 seconds for the question. Even in Kahoot, same thing. We can keep it as 30 seconds, even 60 seconds. That depends on the question nature. If it's like very tough question, you want to give time, for the students to think, you can give extra time also, not a problem. This link which I shared is totally a different one. See, for example, I'm giving an activity in the class and I want to time that activity. Instead of just saying it is 4:12, I will give you 5 minutes, you have to close it by then students will always ask for extra time, or they will say it is just, another 2 minutes in my watch or something like that. So if you keep this timer, if you just create this timer and share it on your screen, that timer will give that pressure to complete, and they'll also find that very interesting rather than the usual saying of 5 minutes or 10 minutes, anything of that sort. Okay, so that is not related to Nearpod. Kahoot, yeah, I just checked. It's like 100 players are allowed, Saket sir. Thank you for your feedback. Okay. Is it in a separate window? Yes, that's what I told you. Okay. Now, this is like coming back to presentation. So one more tool you can use in your class is Wakelet or Padlet. Wakelet is, you can use it for your personal curation also. Curation is you're gathering. It's like you have Pinterest, right? You pin some topics which are relevant to you, you find it very interesting. Similarly, Wakelet is one such option. Okay, so you can pin all the topics which are relevant to you. You can create one heading for that and add all the social media posts, videos, any kind of documents, text, everything into that one topic relevant to the topic. See, for example, I want to prepare a seminar on say public speaking. So whatever is required for that particular topic, so whenever I find randomly, okay, so I post it in Wakelet. So when the real presentation preparation comes, I don't have to break my head on where I have to search for this. Okay, so it's like I find some articles interesting or some general topics which is of my interest. You can organize it, like help you to keep it organized. You can go back to the link at any point of time. Okay, and even for Classroom, you can use it and share it to your students. You can create one post and share it to your students. You can ask the students to contribute as well. Okay, that is one option. Apart from that, Padlet is another option. Okay, so Padlet is where it is more like gathering ideas from the students. Okay, it is like if you have a brainstorming session in the class, or when you want to gather points from a larger audience. Okay, it is not if you feel that if everybody wants to talk, then it will be like very disturbing, right? Audio issues, noise issues, and all that. So you use this Padlet.com. Again, for all this, you have to create an account, like you sign in with your Gmail account or something. Now it is like if time permits, we'll play Padlet because LMS will be taking much more time. Okay, so Padlet is where you can collaborate. You can share your thoughts. See, for example, there was one question earlier: how to improve your vocabulary? Right, that is an open question. Anybody can answer, and it is their perspective to answer. So if in Padlet, for example, even for ice-breaking session, you can use this. Okay, so you can ask the students, what is the expectation from this webinar? Or from this session, what is that you want to expect? Even if it's your class students, you can ask them, this is going to be the topic. For example, I'm going to present today on intellectual property rights. So what is your opinion on this? Do you know anything on this? So the students can give their answers, what they know about IPR, what the different types, whatever is their knowledge. So the present knowledge can be known so that we can, modify our PPT accordingly, or we can deliver accordingly. Okay, so Padlet is again one useful tool which all of us can use. It's very easy to use. Okay, so if time permits, I'll come back to this Padlet. Okay, now we'll go for today's topic, exactly LMS. Okay, so learning management system. So even in Google, we have this. So almost all colleges have Google Suite. So G Suite, which helps us integrate the classroom forms where you can get the quizzes done and assessments done. Okay, and it's also having a Google Classroom where discussions are possible, right? So apart from that, okay, so there are two popular tools because some universities use Moodle, okay, and some use Edmodo also. Okay, so I was using Moodle for quite some time, so it is actually easy. I'll show you the site, but the problem is that there are too many use Moodle. Okay, so there are too many things which go in. Okay, so I'm not sure about the paid version. So this is through a hosting site. Okay, this is Genomio. So what happens here is that, so we go to this genomia.com, and with the help of your Gmail ID, you can create a site for yourself. So it is like your own website. Okay, so I created something like lavanya2020.genomia.com. Now what happens is that if you don't use this site for 4 months, okay, if I'm not wrong, it's like if you don't use it for 4 months, automatically the account get deleted, because they say that they don't have enough storage for idle accounts. Okay, so whatever I had is like washed off. Okay, so because I was not using this for quite some time. Okay, and you don't get reminder messages or anything. So this was the screenshot of what I heard, what I had. This is my earlier account. Okay, now again I have created an account. Okay, so just to keep in touch with Moodle, so I have created another account. Okay, so this is the same website, which is lavanya2020@genomia.com. So once you register there, you will get a Gmail confirming your account name and password, and default name is admin, and you will get a password which you can change after you log in for the first time. Okay, then you will go and create. You know, you can click on the profile, and then you can change whatever you want to put your photo over here, or add some information about you. All that you can do in this page. Okay, and dashboard is be the opening page. Okay, and there is an interesting option of private files. Okay, so where you can store your own files over there for quick references. Okay, and I think up to 2 GB is free over there. Okay, so that you can use, and you can retrieve from any corner of the world. It's like it will be hosted online. Okay. Then other thing is site customization. Actually, these options I customize, so you can put it like you have a view over there. It will look more professional. Okay, this side views, and you can have your own tags, whatever is of your interest. Okay, and then there are badges. If you have some badges, you can display over there, and there is an option to create badge for your students. Like for example, you are completing unit 1, okay, and giving them a test. Okay, instead of just giving them the scores, you can give the topper a golden color badge, second ranker a silver color badge, something of that sort, or everybody who scored above 75 a badge. Okay, something like that. So which will make them feel definitely motivated, right? Or somebody who's very punctual to the sessions, all your classes, or somebody who's interactive, any sort, you can decide on that. Okay, the criteria, and then you can create a badge over here, and you can display it, okay, for the student. Okay. And when coming to course creation, there are certain things which we have to keep in mind while creating it. Okay, so the checklist is given here. Okay, so the first one will be the title of the course. What are the objectives? Okay, and the syllabus, of course. So that this will be like one place where you can look into everything. Okay, so it is like if I click on this particular thing, the student will know that they can see everything in that. Okay, and what is the course about? So you'll give an introductory audio, an introductory video. So I was telling about teaser video yesterday, if you would remember. Okay, so why we need teaser video is that, see, for example, this particular subject was legal systems in business. Okay, so these MBA students will always have this question: why should I read? Law is like we don't like, ma'am. Why should we read this paper at all? Okay, we're not going to be lawyers or advocates, things like that. Okay, so it is like you can give them a substantial reason, like you need to do this course, and give them some compelling reason so that they feel attracted towards the course. Okay, and then the assessment methods, how you are going to assess them at the end of the course. Okay, or during each session, how is that assessment going to be, and what are the reference books and authors you're going to suggest for them. So all that can be integrated in your course details. So that is what is added over here. Okay, so the legal systems in business, what is the summary about, syllabus, the video source. Okay, there's an audio over there. Okay, and what are the other contents? Okay, and discussion forum is kind of mandatory. Okay, and if you remember this 4 quadrant of our MOOC system, which discussion forum is mandatory, because only there the students will pour out their voices. They can say that if they are comfortable, they are not comfortable. Okay, sometimes they can clarify their doubts. Sometimes the other students will be able to give a better definition. Okay, it has happened as well. Okay, maybe the way we say, it will not be from a student perspective. We will say it from our perspective. Okay, so another student can clarify them better. So discussion forum is always a must in your classrooms, like online classrooms. Okay, and you can give them, you can give the details of what will be considered as the best practice. Okay, so students will be comfortable writing, but they will not be able to present it properly in the class. So you can say them, like that was one limitation in my class. The students were comfortable to write essays, they can give you case studies, anything, but they'll not open up their mouth in their classrooms. So they will. So one best practice was that they have to present their case laws in the class. Okay, so whatever is relevant for that particular topic. So that was considered to be the best practice. So you can add whatever is relevant for you, you can do that. But these are the things you can integrate in your website, in your Moodle site. Okay, so those who are using this already, so it may be a repetition. Okay, so this is for considering the larger benefit of other people. So if you have to enroll your students, you have to store it in CSV file. Just open Excel and give it as CSV file. Okay, only that format is accepted in Moodle. So these are the mandatory columns you have to include: first name, last name, email, username, password, and cohort is you can assume it is a class, like first year BBA, first BCom, first MBA, anything of that sort, that group name. Okay. So it should be in CSV file. This is like a sample which I had created. So it will tell you the names and then the email IDs. Okay. You can even trigger and send a mail to the students so that their username and password are generated automatically. Okay. Because students will say, ma'am, we don't know how to enter. Okay. We don't know how to create the username. So you can send it across to them as well. Okay. So that is also possible. Okay. So you will see the list of participants over here. So this is the navigations thing. Okay. You can see the dashboard. You will have the home page, the courses. If you want to add course, just click here and add course. You will get the courses. Okay. Under that, you can have various discussion boards and things like that. Okay. And these are discussion forums, right? So discussion forums, it is like we can post it, whatever is relevant for that particular topic, so that the students can come back and discuss. Only thing is we have to motivate them. Okay. If it is like WhatsApp message, they'll immediately do it. Okay, but when we tell them to come to a particular site, probably there'll be some motivation which is required. We can tell them that it is counted as part of your internals and things like that, so that they come and discuss over here, right? Okay. And doing a quiz is also possible. So it's like end-to-end integration. Okay, so it is like all the 4 quadrants can be done in this LMS. So be it Edmodo or Moodle or any platform, Canva is also there. Okay, so any platform, all this integration is possible. So you can do quizzes. Okay, you can give them additional content. You can share them videos. You can create videos and post it. Okay, so anything is possible with this LMS. Okay, so it is actually very interesting to use. Okay, and then this is like a place for additional resources. Okay, so that also you can give them. Fine. Okay, and now presently what I'm using is Edmodo. So I'll switch the screen for Edmodo. Just hold on. So once you give edmodo.com, so it will ask you again to sign up. Because it's already signed in, again with my Google account. So this will be the exact dashboard. Okay. Here, what are the options? Again, you can customize your profile. So whatever way you want. Okay. And then you can invite teachers. If you know some of your friends are using Edmodo, you can invite them. Okay. You can check connections. Okay, so I have some connections over here. And there is an Edmodo library. Okay, so this is what I have posted for my students, so that you can check. Right, and you can create groups. Okay, add pages and all that. Okay, now we'll go for the usual format. So what we require is that we need to create a classroom, right? So So this is one classroom I already have. So I thought I can show that itself. Okay, so this is like you will describe your classroom over here. Okay, and then if you want to start a discussion, share some materials or anything, you can do it over here. Okay, and this is also a place you can create a poll. Okay, so that is integrated as well. So that you can do. And you can share, you can keep it as locked. Okay, so if you get only those students who have the class code, they can join. Otherwise, if you keep it public, anybody can join. So anybody with the Edmodo account can join. Okay, so these are some answers. Okay. So apart from that, there are interesting things in Edmodo. This is like usual, all the LMS will have, right? So you can log in, create your account, add your profile name, change the picture, you can create class. Okay, so like you can create a class or you can join a class. Like you will be creating a class, you will be sending the class code to your students and they will join the class over here. Okay, so you can create a group if you want, okay, and you can follow. What is more interesting in Edmodo is that you have a lot of games over here. Okay, so you can choose if it is relevant for your subject, you can take it up and play with your students. Okay, this is like so many integrations are possible. Okay, so that's one thing you can explore. Okay, so many options are available. So whatever it is, your messages, that is all will be displayed over here. So this is one option, you will find it interesting. Okay, so and you can choose one and play with your students. Okay, so I'll try one game over here which I had given to the students. It's a loading time which is actually go back and share it. No, but sharing is possible only if you have an Edmodo account. Okay. Let me try. Yeah, so I cannot share it to the class. Okay, so it goes like this. I'll just show you how it works. Okay, so probably those who have Edmodo account, you can try other games also. This like I played, so I'm just sharing it confidently. Right, okay. So when you start, it will start giving me questions. Okay, so it's like all virtual players who are there, okay, at this point of time. Okay, so it's giving names for all those people. Okay. Okay, so we'll just, this is an English game. So it is like, if the answer is right, you will stay. Otherwise, you'll be knocked out of the game. Okay. So that's what is making it interesting. So if it's like, if you want to restart, you can. Okay. Okay, so restart. Okay, so this is how it goes. Okay, so you can keep exploring and you try to find out what other games appeal to you. Okay. Going back. Right. So for the basic, you have to just go and create a classroom. Okay. So if that is there, you can just name your class and describe about what is this class all about, and you can select the levels, so higher education or school level, whatever. Okay. And then you can choose the subject, whatever is relevant. Okay. And then you will get the class created. Okay, and generally try to keep your profile at least 50% completed. Okay, so mine is showing 75% because I've not created any content over here. I only post content. Okay, so whatever is there is from my Google slides or from my PPT, I post it to my students and I give them a lot of activities to do over here. Okay, so you can share web links or you can give some videos, PDF content, anything. Okay, you can just post plain text also. You can just click here and start posting your contents. So anything will work. Okay, so this is very simple to use and no ads around. It is not like the Moodle site where get a lot of ads. This is kind of ad free and looks very neat. Okay, so I switched over as a personal choice from Moodle to Edmodo, but both are good. Okay, so and like many universities recommend Moodle. Okay, so it is up to you. It is your choice. So anything else you want to ask? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll go for Padlet then. We have some time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So, see, whatever tools have been discussed, okay, so these are like, there are many more tools like this. So I have taken only the tools which I have tried and worked for me very well. Okay, so there are other tools also. Okay, so you can keep exploring, and this internet is something like you will get addicted once you start working on it. You will find yourself addicted in trying more and more tools. Okay, now Padlet. Okay, so after this Padlet, I have one interesting tool. I'll be sharing that also. So this is how the screen looks. Okay, this is how the screen looks. Okay. You can choose anything from here. Okay, this is or the Padlets created by me. Okay, or you can choose from a public Padlet if you want. You can choose from any of this Padlet. But for your class, if you want to start, you can just click on this make a Padlet. Okay, so I'll take up something which I created. Okay, so what is one thing you hate about PowerPoint presentations when you're attending it? Okay, so try to answer this question. Okay, so I'm just copying the link. So this is how you do. So click on the create a Padlet and you will have an option to share. So once you click that share, you will have a copy option. So copy link and then directly post it into your classroom. Or if you have created already, you can post it in your Google Classroom also. Okay, so that you can do it offline, either way. Okay, so now if you start answering, you can see all that over here. Okay, and there are settings to change. Okay, it's like I want a different wallpaper. Yes, I can choose. Okay, or you can even upload your own pictures, add your own wallpaper. You want only solid colors, you can do that. All that funda you can do here. You can just explore all these options. It will be very interesting. Just textures and patterns. Okay, all that will be there. Okay, so you can choose from this. That option is also there. Okay, and then okay, so if you want to give reactions, like I've kept this. Okay, so whenever you like a post, you can just click on like button, or you can ask them to upvote or downvote, or give stars 1 to 5, or give grades 1 to 5. That is also possible, right? And then if you want, if you feel that students might misuse, you can give this approve moderator. Like once you approve, the Padlet will come over here. Otherwise, it will not be displayed. Okay. So, and then of course you can filter for profanity. That's always advisable. You can choose the font to display whatever appeals to you, more professional, more friendly, whatever way you want. Okay. So I'm just saving it. Okay, so these are the options which are available. So I'm just closing this. Right, so we'll see. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I didn't get the responses, the old responses. Can you answer this question? Have you felt frustrated? Even this emojis are available, so you can change those emojis if you want. Okay, so what was the reason why you felt frustrated? Okay, sharing me the wallpaper. You can choose things from here. Okay, as a student, you can choose any of these. Sometimes too small font. Okay, that's right. Okay, not okay. It's boring, dull, same type of designs exactly. Okay, that's one thing which need to be addressed. Descriptive content. Perfect. Yes. Too much content on slide. Yes. Exactly. No images, yes. That is also boring, right? Yeah. So these are the shortcomings, I think, this generation, like all the Gen X and Gen Y teachers have to work on. Okay. Very common and not interesting, yes. And kinds of becomes repetitive. Contents on the PPT, yeah. See, generally, what we do is that when we are preparing the class topics, we tend to get carried away because we want to give lot of inputs to the students. Okay, so as per the syllabus, it demands. Okay, so what we tend to do is that you can give like to each other so that there's a feel good factor over there. Okay, so we compromise on the appeal, the ambience of the PPT. Okay, so there was a survey which was conducted. What is actually frustrating in PowerPoint presentations is that people said that more than content and all that, at least that we can tolerate. Okay, people just reading out slides is actually intolerable. Okay, I'm not joking. This is actually said in a research survey. Okay, so what they said that we just cannot, yeah, too much data and slide. Yes, so many things which happens, like so many problems in presenting when we don't know the right way to present. So people said that there are presentators. They just type everything. They may be technically very good, but what happens is that they just read the slides. Okay, so there the problem is that you cannot hold the audience, right? So you cannot hold the audience, right? So even when students are presenting, we have to make them understand what is there. Okay, don't load, don't type paragraphs over there, only bullet points, have some limited text, and include a lot of visuals, that somebody said in the Padlet. Yes, a lot of visuals are recommended. Okay, only then it will be interesting. Okay, full text is pasted on the PPT slide. Exactly. Okay, and in worst cases, I've seen that people just download from the internet and then share it in the classroom, which is actually not recommended at all. See, unless it is your PPT, you definitely can't present. Okay, so it should be yours, your content. Only then you can confidently present. Somebody else has done it, you will not even know what is there. Okay, so it is always recommended, as teachers we don't take the shortcuts. Okay, so we can take interesting cuts. Okay, we can try all these tools. And one thing about, again, the classroom tools is that you have to keep exploring. Okay, see, these are some pointers which I have given. There'll be much more, and probably you will know some other apps also. Okay, so it was really interesting to interact with all of you, and for all that great responses and feedback. I'm really so happy, okay, to have got this opportunity. I should thank SMRV College for this. Okay, so before I close, I need to take up that Oki. Those who did, I just picked up one content. I'll just share that. Okay, so one madam has prepared this. Thank you all. Okay. Yes. Actually, I picked up one link from the initial links you sent. Okay. So I'm not sure the name. Okay, it's not open.
Hello everyone, I'm Afat Fatima, research scholar from Christ University. Glad to be a part of this FSC program. Wonderful session and very informative. A big thank you to the speaker Dr. Lavanya Madam and all the organizers from SSMRV College. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Wow, that's fantastic, ma'am. Excellent, excellent effort, Fatima, ma'am. Very nice to hear that. Okay, and that avatar is very cool. Okay, so we'll pick up one more. There's one more staff.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Okay. A short video. Ma'am, your name, ma'am? Vandana, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Thank you so much for participating. That's really interesting. Okay, Vidya Vahini, ma'am. So actually, the more you explore, more interesting it will be. So what I told you is just one drop of it. Not able to play this link. Vidya Mahini ma'am, can you please check the link, or is it a problem from my side? Vidya Vahini ma'am? Anyone else who wants to share? Chitra Mahesh ma'am? Actually, you cannot have a direct access, ma'am. You can just ask the students to share links like this, or they can upload it in the Google Classroom or whatever classroom mode you have, and you can check it. Actually, it's not showing a video button, ma'am. I'm not able to play that. Okay. Anyways, thank you for your efforts. Maybe some problem at my side. Any questions, ma'am? So, it is like one thing I wanted to ask, which I actually forgot. It's like there's something called as no hands app. Okay. Have you tried this? Like whenever you want to call your students, okay, to answer your class, okay, everybody would go silent. Yes? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So it's like they don't want to respond, or they're like they want to be the backbenchers. So just to make it very interesting. Okay. So there is something called as no hands app. Students need not need not volunteer. We can make them volunteer. So I'll just show you on how to do that. So I have actually automated this attendance. So I'll just take the list of participants over here. Okay, so just give me a minute. I'm randomly picking a few of the participants, not everyone. So the link is classtools.com. So where you can find this particular aspect. I'll just share the. Right. So once you give submit, See, that is the name list. You have to enter your class names over here. Okay. And you get some visual like this. Okay. So if the students are not volunteering to answer, what you can do is that you can copy paste the names into that box and give submit. So you'll get a wheel like this. Just have to click. Okay. A fair selection. Okay. So even if you want to group the students, Asha Bibina. Okay. So it is like, if you want to group the students, okay, so you can pick up, like you can remove this name and then go for the next set of people. Okay. So if I want to choose, the first 5 will go into one team. So especially in project selection, all the people will be fighting like anything. So you can use this, or when they don't answer in the class, okay, you can use this spin wheel and you can tell them that whoever's name comes here, they have to answer. Okay. So they kind of get that curiosity whether my name will be there, okay, whether I'll be called. Okay. So that is one curiosity you can create among the students. Okay, this is classtoons.net. That is, I'm just sharing it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you just throw some more light on Moodle.com?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll open my web link. Just hold on. Okay, so once you register, you'll get a mail like this. So hello and welcome and all that. So once you click that, you will get onto your site. Okay. So this is how it is, blank page, ma'am. So actually I told you I'm not using Moodle anymore. So it is like, it will be very blank. You can actually customize this. Okay. So customize this page. You can click on this. Okay. And you can add whatever you want. You can just drag and drop. You can move it around. Okay. You can just shuffle it around. Okay. You can do such stuff all this here. And this private files is what I told you. You can just upload some files which you feel is important and will not be open for students. Okay. So that is something which you can refer at a later point of time. So you can go back to dashboard over here. Okay. And you can add your, this is actually fetched from my Google account. So you can, if you want, you can change this profile picture and you can actually switch the role to the admin or student or whatever you want, post coordinator and all that. So this will generally, like Moodle will have multiple people involved. When your college as such is using it, okay, so you will have a manager, you will have an admin, okay, the principal will be involved, HOD will be involved. So you can, it is like the top person can see everybody's profile. It's like they can switch the role and check out how it will view in others' place. So the next level, it's like the line authority, it's like next person can see who's below. Like you can, there's like the teacher student view, you can see the other view also, whatever is allowed to you by the admin, site administrator. Okay. So, and then this is actually for the messages, whatever you want to send. Okay. And this calendar is for scheduling. If you have classes and all that, you can schedule it over here. And this is content pack. Okay. So you can add content. So it is actually very blank, ma'am, because I've not used it. That's why I shared the screenshots. Okay. So it is like you can create all that. So it will take some time to create. That's the thing. Otherwise, whatever you have, the existing PPTs also, you can upload it in your Moodle site and you can share it with your students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions?
Dear participants, the floor is open for questions. If you have, you can please post or you can ask.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Regarding Grammarly,
Yes, sir.
is it a free option to add to Google Drive and Google Forms and Google Classroom, Google Docs? Otherwise,
Grammarly,
is it
also it's a paid content, sir. Actually, they'll tell you about free aspect again. That is very limited.
okay?
Okay, so it is like there are consultants who charge. Okay, you can try with them. Otherwise, you can directly subscribe in their website.
Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, I think we don't have questions. You have almost cleared all the queries which were posted in the chat box.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, one question.
Yes, ma'am.
So how to integrate Zoom class, these tools, any tools to teach mathematics? Do you have any tools especially for teaching mathematics, and it can be used while teaching in Zoom class?
You can try Nearpod, ma'am. Nearpod has got ready templates or ready content as well. Okay, you can just browse through Nearpod and try to identify if that will suit your class level. And one more thing, actually, one other faculty was asking me is like, generally for practical, like by teaching math, statistics and all that, it's very difficult. Like, though we have this whiteboard apps and all that, for lengthy sums, like especially this part C sums and all, we'll not have the space to do it, right? So that is always a problem over there. What I found while I taught financial management for a set of students, I found Excel to be more comfortable, while creating the tables and all that. I found that more comfortable compared to whiteboard app. Even Google asked that, like, you can open the Jamboard and start typing or writing or scribbling, whatever. But then the content, the space is very less for us to work out a big problem. So there I found Excel to be an excellent tool to share with the students.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there is one question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you integrate Woki in Zoom class?
Yes, ma'am. I think I answered that. Actually, you cannot integrate OK. You can just actually ask them to share the link as they've shared now. That is the best option. Or in the classroom. Or if you already have a Google Classroom, you can ask them to post there. You can verify and grade them over there. And whatever tool you're suggesting for your students, it is important that you have some rubrics and then you give them the grades. Otherwise, what happens is that we'll have a lot of assignments to be given. Like once we tell all these things, it will take time for them to explore and work it out. And then if we don't grade them or recognize them or appreciate them in the class, it slowly, that numbers trickle down. People will not be interested to doing some other exercise in the class. So it's always better to tell them what will be the rubrics, what are the criteria on which you're going to judge them, and then give the assessment in the classroom, which will definitely make it motivating for the students as well. And we'll also feel that the students are engaged.
Okay, ma'am, thank you. We have another question posted.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is regarding the timer you have already set. It's usually it is played in a separate window, right?
Yes,
that
ma'am.
was the answer you said.
Yes,
yeah, so
separate
that's
window.
already been.
You cannot integrate with another app. And it's actually totally ad loaded. So you can use the super full size screen. It's like when you log into that particular web, you don't have to log in, you just click that web link. You will get to the timer. You can choose the models available. You can choose one timer. You can go for the full screen and then the super full screen, so that ads are not displayed when you show it to the students, so that you won't have any kind of embarrassment over there.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I have a question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
These Kahoot and Nearpod, whatever PPTs or quiz I prepare, without the PIN code, can that be accessed by other person?
No, ma'am. Without PIN, nobody can access. See, for example, you create a Kahoot and that will be as a public, in the public format. Because whatever Kahoot I showed you, most of it will be prepared by other people. So you can use somebody else's, like that. Whatever we create will be in the public domain. Anybody can use it. So the student who will be logging in will be different. So unless they have that code, they cannot enter to that particular class. So that
Okay,
way
so
you don't have worry that nobody, other persons will enter your classroom. That
yeah,
concern will not have.
the other faculty can have the access. Like they can reach out my PPT and the quiz.
Yes, it's like a Google search. Like
Yeah.
how you search in
Okay.
Google, Kahoot has
Yeah.
got a discover option. When you click the
Okay.
discover, if for example you prepared a quiz on financial management, if I'm trying to search a quiz on financial management, there'll be like other quizzes along with your quiz also. So if I like your quiz, I'll select that, okay, and I'll share it to my class, which will not be seen by others. You will get a count on how many people have used what you have created, and that's a credit for you also.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Participants, if you have any other question, you can please ask, or else we'll wind up the question answer session. Yeah, there is a question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Which tools are do support the online multiple choice questions exams except Google Form? So that's
Yes, ma'am.
something.
Anshuka, ma'am, I think you asked this question yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you can Edmodo, you can use, ma'am. That is all possible. Even for Kahoot, it is possible. Okay. When Nearpod, you can use. So these are the options which are readily available. You do not pay for Kahoot. It's a free version which I showed you, but actually premium version is there, which will have much more options. Voice typing actually in Google Slide itself you have, sir. You just open Google Slide, you can choose the language. When you start saying it will type, that is one thing. But apart from that, you have text-to-speech.com, which can get you the voice typing. When you say, it will type. Or you can type and then you will get formats for that. Like computer-based format, which can be converted into MP3. Accounts and income tax. Yes, sir. That's okay. I'll just show you. I show you the Excel which I did for my students. If that is okay for you, you can try Excel itself, because compared to other tools, I tried Jamboard. There's so many things. It did not work for me. So I don't have that file right now. Okay. So what I did was that I opened the Excel sheet and started typing the tables and columns with relevant inputs. It worked for me. Okay, I don't have that link right away. Please try that way, sir. But that's one thing I can suggest. Yes, sir. Thank you all. Thank you for keeping this webinar alive and the tempo on. I hope you had some takeaways which you can use back in your classroom. Shakila, ma'am, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank the
Yeah.
principal for the opportunity. Ume Salma ma'am, and
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this insightful session. We are fortunate and delighted to have you as our speaker for the day. It was indeed a wonderful session. I'm sure all the participants have benefited from this hands-on session. And I even thank you for taking time and consenting to be our resource person. Thank you all for your active participation. Now I call upon, may I request Dr. Shobha ma'am to give the closing remark and propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Shobha ma'am.
Thank you,
Dr.
Shakila, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
A respected resource person, Dr. Lavanya Madam, beloved principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir, HOD, Dr. Nagraj sir, faculty members and delegates. It is a great honor for me to have this opportunity in closing this seminar on innovative teaching strategy for digital native Gen Z. The resource person has enlightened us about the strategies to get the students connected in a class, ice-breaking sessions, then how to develop the e-content, then some of the tools like Woki, Kahoot, Nearpad, then Padlet, so many things. So definitely the knowledge we gained and the thoughts we have shared during this seminar will add lot of value in our teaching. I know these tools needs a kind of preparation and the practice, but at the end of the day, our students are going to enjoy our classes. So curiosity has to be developed, as the saying goes, the greatest device for more creativity and the innovation is to have the curious mind. Thank you so much, Dr. Lavanya ma'am, for sharing your knowledge and experience with us. So on behalf of SSMRV College, principal and organizing team, I thank you, ma'am. I would like to express our gratitude to our principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar, for his consistent support and encouragement. I thank our head of the department, INATor, Dr. M.S. Nagaraj, for his moral support and guidance. I also thank coordinator of the event, Mrs. Umesh Salma, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, for taking initiative to conduct this event. I extend my thanks to the organizing team, technical team, and also I express my deep sense of appreciation to all teaching fraternity for being present in the 22nd edition of Online National Level Faculty Study Circle. Thank you so much for your support and active participation in this online FTP. Thank you, one and all. This is to remind all the participants that the Department of English is going to organize an international online FDP on the topic English Literature, a Social Commitment and Management Lessons on 31st May and 1st June at 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. So the resource person will be for day 1, Dr. Basavaraj P. Donnur, Professor, Head of the Department, English, Central University, Kulburgi. And for day 2, we have the resource person, Imran Mullah, Visiting Scholar, Cambridge University. So I request the participants to register. Already the link for the registration is shared in the group. So I request you to register and also pass it to the interested participants. Now over to Shakila ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to request our principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir, to kindly proceed. Anil Kumar sir?
Sir, you're muted, sir. You're on mute, sir.
Yeah. Well, once again,
Yes,
I would like
yes,
to
over
thank
to you.
Dr. Lavanya ma'am for her excellent presentation and very informative actually. We are trying to reach out Gen Z, but our faculty members, I don't know where we are. Whether we are Gen X or Gen Y. We have to reach to Gen Z. I think that is a real challenge. And of course, whatever the various sites you have told us, if our faculty members take extra pain and extra effort to go in detail about it, I think definitely these tools will help our faculty members to deliver the lectures and make the lectures very interesting in the classroom, and also of course online. So today online of course is happening. I think these kind of tools will definitely help us in delivering our lectures. So I'm very grateful to you, and I think we'll have once again for some other topics or some other area of your specialization in the field of education. I think maybe in the future we will be in touch with you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful opportunity. I should thank you all. So visiting and for calling me again in this pandemic situation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. So, dear participants, we come to the close of the session, day 2. We expect and we look forward for your continuous support, and be safe, stay home, maintain social distance, take care of your health. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Good, happy evening. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please, madam, send the feedback link again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. We'll post it. We'll post it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
It's
ma'am.
been posted, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Thank you all.
Sukhila.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you. Meeting ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ ಹಂಗ ನೋಡಿದೆ.
Thank you, madam.
हमको ड्रेस नहीं बने बोली बोल रही इनको ड्रेस बने तुम आ गया पैसे जमा करते
Ma'am, I think we can stop recording.
Recording is on. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.